We continue now at the top of Daf Yud Zayin Amud Aleph in Mesechet Nedarim. This is Nedarim Daf 17a. The Gemara continues the source for knowing that you can't take a shvuah to violate a mitzvah. Talmud Lomer, because the pasuk says lahara or lahetiv, to do bad or to do good. Mahatov rishus, just like when it talks about doing good, it's something that's a rishus, it's voluntary. We're not talking about a mitzvah. Afara rishus, so too when it comes to something bad, we're talking about a rishus. Yotza levatelas ha-mitzvah v'lo bitel. This comes to exclude if a person takes an oath to nullify a mitzvah and then he doesn't nullify the mitzvah, that's not really an oath. She'eino rishus biyado. There is no rishus. He has no permission to do so, and it's not going to be an oath at all. And the problem is, we brought a different source on the previous summit. It's a contradiction. What is the source for this halacha that you can't take a shvuah to violate a mitzvah? And the Gemara answers, we do need two sources. Chad kro lemifterei mi korban shvuah, v'chad lemifterei min lav de shvuah. One pasuk is to exclude the person and to say that he's pater from bringing a korban shvuah, and the other one is to say that he's pater from the lav, from the lo saseh, in terms of violating the shvuah, and that's why we need two sources. And the Gemara continues with the Mishnah, Yesh neder b'soch neder. There is a concept of having a neder within a neder. V'yein shvuah b'soch shvuah, but there's no such thing as a shvuah within a shvuah. And the Mishnah explains, Ketzad, how so? Amar hareini nazir. Let's say a person says, I am a nazir im ochel, if I eat. And nazir over here is considered a type of a neder. And then he says, hareini nazir im ochel. And again he says, I am a nazir if I eat. V'ochel, and he eats. So chayiv al kol achas v'achas. He's going to be chayiv on every single one, meaning both of them are going to be chal. But shvuah shelo ochel, let's say he takes a shvuah not to eat, v'yochel, and he eats, so eino chayiv elo achas, he's only going to be chayiv one, only one shvuah will be chal, not the second. And the Mefarish over here says, Yesh neder b'soch neder, the neder chal achar neder. It means the neder can be chal after you've already made a neder. Ketzad Amar hareini nazir mochel v'chazer v'yamar. He says it once, then he says it again. Chayav al kol pam v'pam naziras achas. It means that every single time he said it, or in this case when he says that he's going to be a nazir if he eats, every single time he eats, it's going to create a new nazirus. But ein shvuah b'soch shvuah. There's no shvuah within a shvuah. V'imamar shvuah shelo ochel v'chulu. He says a shvuah not to eat, then he says another shvuah not to eat. Eino chayav al achila achas korban shvuah echad. There's only going to be one korban shvuah in that case. The second shvuah is not going to be chal on the first shvuah. And the Gemara says, Amar Rav Huna says, Lo shanu ela d'amar hareini nazir hayom hareini nazir l'machar. When we say that a person can be a nazir and then be a nazir again, that's only if he says, I'm going to be a nazir today, and then he says, I'm going to be a nazir tomorrow. So therefore, demigo dekamitos of yoma yisera, since that adds an extra day, because let's say a stam naziris is 30 days, so if he starts a naziris today, and then he starts another naziris tomorrow, so that second naziris is adding a day, so chayla naziris al naziris. So then one naziris can be chayla on the other, because at least the second one is adding something. Avalamar hareini nazir hayom hareini nazir hayom. But let's say the guy says, I'm going to be a nazir today, I'm going to be a nazir today. So that's not two nazirises, that's just going to be one. Ein chala naziris al naziris. A naziris is not going to be chal on another naziris. Ushmuel Amar, but Shmuel says, Afilu Amar hareini nazir hayom. Even if a person says, I'm a nazir today, chala naziris aleh. That second naziris is going to be chal, even though it's not adding anything in terms of days. It's considered to be two sets of naziris. And the Gemara says, Ulu Rav Huna, but one second. According to Rav Huna, who says that you only get that second Nazirus if it's adding a day. So, Adatana ein shvuah b'soch shvuah. Instead of the Mishnah saying that there's no such thing as a shvuah b'soch shvuah, you could have said there's no such thing as a neder b'soch neder. Listen to yesh neder b'soch neder, ve'ein neder b'soch neder. You can say there are cases where you have a neder b'soch neder, and there are some cases where you don't have a neder b'soch neder. And then it could have given the examples that we just gave. Hareini nazir hayom, hareini nazir l'machar, yesh neder b'soch neder. If a person says hareini nazir today and hareini nazir tomorrow, then that would be a case where there is a neder within a neder, meaning the second neder would be chal. But hareini nazir hayom, but if the person says, I'm a nazir today, so then it wouldn't be chal. That's what the Mishnah should have said, according to Rav Huna. And we will take a look at the Mefarish over here. Lo shanu diyesh neder b'soch neder. Again, according to Rav Huna, we only say there's a neder b'soch neder. Ela do amar demigo di tosef yomi yisera b'naziris rishona. Since an extra day was added to that first naziris, to chiyamar hareini nazir hayom kibel alav naziris shloshim. When he first said hareini nazir hayom, that's 30 days. V'chiyadar v'yamar hareini nazir l'machar. When he now says, I'm going to be a nazir tomorrow, mashma hareini nazir shloshim yom ve'echad. That actually is mashma that it's the 30 days and he's adding a day. V'yein naziris liyom echad, but you can't you can't have a Naziris for just one day. Hilkach therefore says the Mefarish, Chol Naziris al Naziris, the second Naziris will be Chal on the first one. V'havin Nazir Shloshim Acherim, and he'll actually have to be a Nazir for another 30 days. Avolim Amar, but if he says, again, if he would say Hayom and Hayom according to Rav Huna, so then nothing is added, and so the second Naziris is not Chal, and we'll continue with this discussion in the next video on Daf Yud Zayin Amud Beis.